Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to the C Spot. I am Chef C, otherwise known as Curry the Culture. This is the C Spot, my house. Today we're going to do another version of cutting up a chicken, and what we're going to do is I'm going to cut up this chicken because we're going to use it. We're going to make smothered chicken with garlic butter, broccoli. How about that? Ready to cook with me today? Come on, let's go. Meet my bird today. This is Petunia. Petunia's got a little weight on her. So we're going to cut her up. I always start with the thighs. You're going to get right in that joint where you hear pop. I'm going to cut off some of this excess fat so we can see what we're doing. You heard it pop. Where we're going. And there we are. So we got our 2 leg quarters. There's our lovely breast that we'll cut off in a minute. All right, let's get our wings done. You're gonna do the same thing with the wings that you did with the thigh. One wing. Let's do a second. Two wings. All right. Now comes our breast. I'm gonna take the back off. Might have to manhandle it just a little bit. Yeah, I said it.
Hey chef, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Now, when most people cut the chicken and get it into 8 pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes they cut it and get it into 10. How do they do that?
They cut the breast in half.
Oh, okay.
Sort of what I'm going to do today.
Okay.
All right, so we're going around that wrist. She's got
Nice
lots of
skin.
fat.
Yeah, she got nice skin. That means flavor.
All right, this is your back, and you're going to save this. And we're going to use this in chicken stock. I've got some brewing on the back at the moment. There's your wishbone. See the wishbone?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you want to get in here and you want to get that out. You can do that with your fingers. As I said, you have to manhandle.
You didn't give this one a name, did you?
This is Petunia.
Oh.
not gonna say that. We're good. All right, so we just have that. I took off the ribs on this one, and we just left the centerpiece. So what you do at this point is you just see that nice big piece of breast. Just gonna cut it in half, and you'll feel when you get to that gristle / bone. Ooh. And there you have it. Chicken fingers, that's this piece. That's the tenderloin.
Ah, okay.
We'll go ahead and, since we're going to do smothered chicken, we'll go ahead and just take this out. I'm gonna go ahead and debone it. This part. I'll leave the bones in the thighs I'm gonna use. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that.
And you got to do that on both sides, right?
The key is to have a very sharp knife, or you can use a boning knife. I have both, but I don't feel like messing up another knife. Why bother? You can tell where your bone is, and you're just gonna go beside it, and you're just gonna kind of like skin. Sort of like doing the same thing you do to a fish.
Like you're deflating a fish.
The same process. Tenderloin. So you got your tenderloin cut. But you have your nice big piece of chicken breast. Now, if you were going to do, okay, so now I have it in 2, 4, 6 pieces. All right. Here's your 8. There's your thigh.
Leg.
All right, so we want to get right in there where that bone meets, and we're trying to cut cartilage and not bone, because we don't want to dull our knives. It can be a bit tricky. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. I cut a little bit to get started, find out where that bone is. And there you are. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's your 8 pieces. We're going to go 10. Take that breast, cut it in half. That was an unsafe movement. Sorry. My chef would be yelling at me right now. A lot of chicken on this board. All right. Now, wings. I like wings. I usually buy my own wings. We've talked about that before. I save my tips. I'm going to use that in some chicken stock. I'm going to do the same thing. Cutting up this wing is the same difference that you did when you cut up your thigh and your leg. You going for the joint. Find out where that joint is. Cut right in there. And there you have it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have our wings. 5, 6. A thigh. 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 thighs, 2 legs, 4 breasts, 2 wings. Cut up chicken. All right, let me clean up, and then when I come back, we'll start smothering the chicken. How about that? All right, y'all. So I straightened up just a little bit, but we're going to go with what I got here. And as I said before, we're going to do smothered chicken. Smothered chicken, Caretha. Smothered chicken. So, I've got my cast iron skillet back here with some oil in it. I'm using vegetable oil today. If you want to use avocado, use avocado. You want to use coconut, use coconut. Whatever oil suits your fancy. You want to use grapeseed, use grapeseed. I've got flour all over me again. All right, so you know we're not going to use flour in order to bread these, right? We're going to use protein powder. Can you see it? I'm using Quest. This is a multi-purpose mix used for they use it for baking. I use it for coating. I use it instead of flour. Okay. So in my bag, I have the Quest protein powder. I've got some of our seasoning spice, which you know what the seasoning spice is. If you want exact recipe contents, you know how to contact me. The Sea Spot Food. .com, the seaspotfood@gmail.com. I'm gonna put mine in a pan here. I'll let you see what I'm doing. I'm gonna start this on the stove to get the color, and then I'm gonna finish it in the oven because we're gonna make this a quick meal today. And again, I will show you in a second, but I've got some chicken stock I'm making on the back that I used some of the chicken parts that I had left over. I'm not going to use the wings in this. It's gonna be a lot of chicken. Oops. I'm going to use the and you want just a light coating because we're doing this light, remember? So light. That's what I said. I'm actually going to use my thighs and my breasts, and I'm going to save my tenderloin and my wings because I'm going to do probably some we eat a lot of chicken in this house. I'm going to do some chicken tenders or chicken wings. Maybe some teriyaki chicken wings. Yeah, sounds good, don't it? Tasty. All right, once you have everything coated, we're ready to go to the stove. My pan is rip-roaring hot. We're gonna put our dark meat in first because it usually takes longer to cook. And remember, we're not going to cook for doneness this time. We're going to cook for color. And we're going to finish off in the oven, and that's going to give us our doneness. Doneness.
It smells good, y'all.
We're going to try our best not to crowd our pan, but I'm trying to get everything in here. Everybody in the pool. All right, we're going to let that cook down a little bit, then we'll come back for the other one. Meanwhile, I said that I was going to do broccoli. We'll work on our broccoli when it gets in the oven. We're going to steam that broccoli, and then we're going to make a garlic butter sauce. But I wanted to show you see that? That's chicken stock. That's homemade chicken stock. How do you make homemade chicken stock, Chef Sue? Alright, so what I do is I take the chicken parts, the backs, the wingtips, and I roast them in the oven, 375, for about 20 minutes, 20-30 minutes. Meanwhile, anytime I cut up carrots, onion peels, I've got mushrooms, celery, garlic, all that. I put it in a big, I put it all in a bag, in a freezer bag, and stick it in my freezer. And I have bags in my freezer of stock mix, so I can take that stock out. I can take those vegetables out that have been cut. Put a splash shit on that way I don't splatter grease everywhere. I'll take those vegetables out, put them in my big stock pot, add some water, add my chicken parts to it that have been roasted in the oven. I let it come to a boil for about 15 minutes, and then I reduce it to a simmer for about 30. Now I'm letting it. I'm going to get ready to dish it so that we can. I can keep temperature conscious, so I don't want to make any white sticks. But this stock, it's rich, it's dark, it's full of flavor. I mean, why buy it at the store when you can have it? When you can have it here, when you can have it at home. We're gonna see if our chicken is ready to turn. You know it's ready to turn when it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. See that beautiful color? What you want. That's what's up right there. I'm actually going to move this to a baking sheet. I'm going to line it with some foil. I'm actually going to line it with some foil. I'm going to spray it as well to make sure that we don't lose any of that toasted goodness. Now, if you want, you can cook all your chicken in your cast iron skillet or whatever skillet you're cooking in. Put it in your oven and finish it off that way in one pan. I'm going to make my gravy while my chicken is in the oven. So I'm going to do it this way. So I'm gonna finish off mine in this way, and then I'm gonna add the chicken back to the gravy, and we're gonna cover it and smother it. And covered, smothered, and what's the other one? Gathered. Yep. So we're going to let this cook, get a little bit more color on it. We're going to put it in the oven, and I'll meet you back and we'll start the broccoli. Okay, so what I have here is I have some fresh broccoli, and all I did was I just cut it off the stalk. And I will tell you that you can save that stalk and use your knuckle buster, otherwise known as your grater, and make you some riced broccoli. I got crowns today instead of getting the whole stalk, so I'm just gonna cut the crowns off. I cut the crowns off, and then I'm gonna rinse these, and then I'm gonna put them in my steamer basket. So come on back, and we'll be in Team Chicken Land. All right, let's do some gravy. So, in the skillet, I got about 2 tablespoons of butter that I just melted. Pan was still hot, so I didn't have to have the pan on. I don't want my butter to get brown. I want it to stay golden. I'm gonna put a little olive oil. About a tablespoon, if I can get it to come out. Okay. We're going to use tapioca flour. Okay. You don't have tapioca flour. Arrowroot powder. I'm going to put some, I'm going to let that get a little bit brown while I look for my garlic. Hiding from it. We're going to have some garlic in here. Come in all kinds of good stuff. All right, so what we're doing is we're making a roux. A roux uses a thickener, equal parts flour and fat. My flour of choice today is going to be tapioca. My fat of choice is a mixture between olive oil and butter. I am going to quickly dice up an onion. I'm going to put that in there as well. Sous chef can have onions as long as they are cooked. So we're going to put an onion in. And that's roughly a half a cup of onion. I'm not going for color on my onion. I am going for softness, and I'm going for flavor. We're going to use the stock that I made earlier today. And this is going to be our gravy. Now, how do you get color in your gravy? I'm sorry, I am from the South. I'm not from Texas South, but I'm from the South. But I don't particularly like white gravy. So we're going to cook this and get some color on it. But then I'm also going to add a little color. How do you add color, Chef C? Well, I like flavor in my stuff, right? I've said that several times. Flavor. So we're going to add some of our seasoning mix. Ooh. We won't have to add any more of that, will we? So that's going to give us some color. That's got paprika in it. That was about 2 to 3 tablespoons, and that's the no salt variety of that one. So I'm gonna add a little salt. The salt's gonna help bring out some of the moisture in the onions as well. We're gonna get all of that, the fond, that's what that's called. We're gonna get all those crispy bits off the bottom of our pan. Okay, this is where I'm gonna deviate. I'm gonna add a little white wine. If you don't want the wine, by all means leave it out. See how that thickened up? Now let's add some stock. Taking my life in my hands, I'm telling you. And you want to add and stir. Our chicken is going to cook to an internal temperature of about 160. And then I'm going to bring it out of the oven, and we're going to put it in our gravy, and I'm going to cook it up to the remaining 165. That looks so good. Now, if you don't have stock, don't fret. Use some water. But I will tell you that stock's going to add flavor. And if you have to use stock in a box, then by all means, use stock in a box. I'm not judging you. I'm not in your kitchen. And I expect you not to judge me, because there are times when I will use stock in a box. We're going to taste for flavor. Oh my gosh. flavor, we got them. We're gonna let it cook for just a little bit. Mellow this out just a little bit. I think I'm gonna add a little water. I got a lot of flavor going on. Good flavor, but a lot of it. Plus, we need to make sure that it covers. It's gonna cover the chicken. Sometimes you just have to eyeball it. Eyeball it. Now, if you put too much water in, I'm going to go ahead and show you. If you put too much water in and it waters it down, cook it down just a little bit. See if it'll tighten back up. If it doesn't tighten back up, then all you have to do is take a little bit of that tapioca flour or some arrowroot powder. About a teaspoon. Add you some water to it. Mix it until it dissolves. Add it straight in. I guarantee you'll see it tighten. Might tighten it too much. I'm gonna finish off that water because this is gonna cook for a little bit. And there you have it, ma'am and sirs. Got your chicken gravy. Oh, I forgot my garlic. How'd y'all let me forget my garlic? I'll just add it now. Trust me, trust me, trust me. You've got enough time for this to cook to where you're not going to freak out and have raw pieces of garlic in your mouth. I promise you. Promise. Alright, turn this heat down. And we're waiting for our chicken to get done. I'll see you back in a bit. Alright. We are at temp. Actually, we are over temp. I am at a balmy 170. So we're going to go ahead and put our chicken back in to our dish. And when you're temping your chicken, make sure that you don't tip the bone. So when you put the thermometer in, put it in the fattest part of the meat, but away from the bone if you have bones in your food. And I did, and I am at about a 1. Everything is around a 170, so I went a little over. Sue me. And here's where you smother. So we're gonna let this cook in for a little bit. And we'll concentrate on our broccoli for a little bit. So I've got this on a low because I just want it to simmer. Now we're cooking for tenderness and because we've got color, we've got wonderful color. So we're cooking for tenderness and more flavor. Let's work on our butter sauce. All right, we're gonna cook our broccoli until it's fork tender. I've already pulled it off. In our pot, I've got our pot heated on about medium high. Nah, actually it's on low. We're gonna go medium high now. About 2. All right, we're gonna put about 2 tablespoons of butter. Let me correct that. We're gonna put 3 tablespoons of butter. Can you ever have enough butter? No, can't have enough butter. Okay, now we're not going for color on our butter this time, because we actually want to we want the butter to remain we don't want it darkened. We don't want brown butter. Although you could do a brown butter. I use brown butter in a lot of in some of my cookie recipes. All right, so we got about 2 tablespoons. Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. We got about 3 teaspoons, which would be the equivalent to 3 cloves of garlic going in. We're not coloring the garlic because we do not want it to have a bitter taste. We are actually... Why don't I have my utensils out? Now, my butter is unsalted. So I'm going to add salt to my butter. And believe it or not, 2 teaspoons of salt. Believe it or not, that's all we're going to do. That's it for this sauce. Now, if you want to squeeze some lemon juice in here and have a lemon butter sauce, go for it. You can use that on fish. You can use it on, I wouldn't do the lemon on steak, but you probably can. But you can do it on chicken. I make a lemon chicken. I've had several people say that it's really, 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 really good. You know, you never have enough pot holders in your kitchen when you need them. I've got my steamer basket. Put some more heat on that. I might have to add just a little bit more butter, because again, when you never have too much butter. So that's about 4 tablespoons now that I've added. 4 tablespoons of butter. Rich, buttery goodness. In goes our broccoli. Fork tender and steamed. We're going to stir it around. This same recipe, you can do it on green beans. Blanch your green beans. Come on back, we're going to eat. And there we are. We have our broccoli, garlic butter broccoli, and our smothered chicken. Perfect Sunday dinner. And it is Sunday. Very filling, very nutritious, very easy, very quick. I mean, we did it all in about 30. About 30? About 30. Yeah. So, now that you've looked at it and you've seen it, go cook it. Meanwhile, the sous chef and I are going to eat dinner, because that's what we do here. And we're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to enjoy this meal. It has been my pleasure to cook for you today. I just want you to try something different. This is a typical Southern Sunday meal. They usually have mashed potatoes. We could have done a mashed cauliflower if you want a mashed cauliflower with the gravy. Mashed parsnips. Mashed rutabagas. I mean, you can do any number of things in order to add to this meal, but this is enough for us. And remember, bellies are small, so we can't have a lot. I'll give you my gang size. Bellies are small, so we can't have a lot. Want the recipe? Contact me at thecspotfood@gmail.com, thecspotfood@gmail.com, or the website thecspotfood.com. You can also reach me on Instagram I'm at the C spot _ Chef C. I have a Twitter and I have a Facebook. You can find me on all that. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Come back and comment and let me know what you want me to cook next. You never know where we might travel via our food and our bellies. It has been my pleasure again. And remember to enjoy the journey. I'll see you next time.